Good morning, beloveds. I don't think I'm awake yet. No, it's good. We had a cold front come in, cold front come in overnight, and so I think it was like 74 degrees when I went to bed, and 64 when I woke up, and 61 when I came back from the walk. So, but it's not gonna last. It's gonna be 80 degrees on Sunday again. All right. It is November 18th. Our title is I Know That My Redeemer Liveth. The title is in quote, so it must be a quote from something. Probably the Bible. Okay, I know that my Redeemer liveth. Not to be separate from his primal source constitutes what we call the heavenly man. Not to be separate from the essential nature thereof constitutes what we call the spirit-like man. Not to be separate from its real truth constitutes what we call the perfect man. And that is the texts of Taoism. It has been written that Christ is the Redeemer. Also that Christ is in us. We have been told that our redemption is at hand. We have been told to awake and that Christ will give us light. Therefore, I conclude that my Redeemer lives and is now acting through me. Why, then, is it not my redemption at hand? No. Why, then, is not my redemption at hand? It is, but I have failed to see it. Can it be possible that I am using the creative power to produce the very limitation from which I so earnestly seek to extract myself? Undoubtedly, this is true. There are not two powers. There is but one power. Today, I realize that life is truly a mirror of king and slave. Today, I realize that my redemption is at hand. The spirit within me refreshes me daily. I feel myself saturated with the life essence itself. I feel the same life essence flowing in and through me. I feel myself to be the perfect instrument in life's divine symphony, in tune with its harmony and perfection. My body is an instrument in, through, and upon which life plays a divine and perfect harmony. I am not going out in search of another power, but am going to use the power which I know already possesses eternity and is already at the center of my own life. I know that this will heal every condition, overcome every obstacle, break down every barrier, and free me from every false condition. My redemption is already at hand. I look confidently into the future. I see new friendships, new opportunities. Everything in my experience is renewed. Everything is made glad and happy and whole. As I turn to the world around me, I see the same good, evenly distributed everywhere and operating through all people. All right. Every now and again, Ernest will do one of the Ernest, and this is Ernest and Raymond. That's who is working. Is responsible for the writings in this book, and I read them and I go, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening here. And so this is one of those that I'm just like, I mean, I get it. I get what he's talking about, but it's weird. It's weird. Just like my hair today. My hair is just weird. So let's just work our way back through it, okay? The title, and I know it's backwards, but you'll see, like the title over here is not in quotes, but the title over here is in quotes. So I suspect that this is a direct quote, probably out of the Bible, as Ernest loves to quote the Bible. Ernest is a very good Bible scholar, but he doesn't quote his sources. So it's the only thing that I hold against him. He does not quote his sources, or cite his sources, I should say. Now, in the texts of Taoism, not to be separate from his primal source constitutes what we call a heavenly man. So knowing who you are, knowing that you are, knowing your source, not to be separated from the essential nature, therefore consists of what we call a spirit-like man. So the essential nature, meaning being in alignment with the nature. So one, we know our source. Two, we are aligned with the way the source works. And then not to be separate from the real truth constitutes what we call the perfect man. So we got to know who we are, be connected with our source, be aligned with our source, and understand the truth of who we are. And that's how we get to be whole. So that's the quote from the text of Taoism. It has been written that Christ is the Redeemer, also that Christ is in us, which means that there is nothing between us and that which redeems us. It is simply the knowledge that Christ is within us that sets us on the path of redemption. Because when we understand that Christ is within us and that nothing can get between us and Christ, then we've taken our first step and we're like, okay, no, wait, this is possible. This is possible because nobody can stop us from that redemption. We have been told that our redemption is at hand. We have also been told to awake and that Christ will give us light. Okay? Therefore, I conclude that my Redeemer lives and is now acting through me. I forget who they attribute the quote, here I am doing it too. I think it was Meister Eckhart who said, what good is the birth of Christ 2,000 years ago if Christ is not born within me today? So that's that's where we're at. It's like Jesus was a person. Christ is a consciousness. And Jesus had full access to the Christ consciousness and used that Christ consciousness far more effectively than most of us ever will. But he came here to show us that we could. You know, that was his job. He's like, look, this is who you are. This is what you can do. You have access to this. This Christ consciousness lives within you. You're born with it. All you have to do is access it and use it. Why then is not my redemption at hand? Okay, so if I come pre-installed with the Christ consciousness, why am I struggling? Is it that I have failed? It is, but I have failed to see it. And here's the question. Can it be possible that I'm using the creative power to produce the very limitation from which I so earnestly seek to extract myself? There's only one power. And we are always using that power. When we use it consciously and in alignment, the ways are made straight, the rough patches are made plain, things are easy. When we use it unconsciously or we use it out of alignment, things are messy and we create our own bonds. And humanity is like that because we are part of we are many part of a one. We are a variety found in we are a diversity found in one. And we are constantly creating relationships with one another. And when we don't know who we are, those relationships can look like bonds. And they can look like, manacles. They can limit us. So we create that by not knowing who we are. Because when you meet somebody who truly knows who they are, there's nothing that can hold them back. All right. Undoubtedly, this is true. There are not two powers. There is but one. So it's about knowing who we are and using that power consciously and in alignment. In alignment. Today, I realize that life is truly a mirror of king and slave. I don't know what to do with that line. All right, whatever. Today, I realize that my redemption is at hand because I know who I am and I know how to use that power. And from this point on, I'm going to use it consciously. Now, I'm going to say I'm going to use it more consciously because everybody's going to have those moments where we use that power unconsciously. But if we practice using it consciously, we are less likely to use it unconsciously. And the more practice we have, the less likely we are to do it. The less bonds we create for ourselves. The spirit within me refreshes me daily. I feel myself saturated with life essence itself. That is the point of spiritual practice, is to sit down and take those 3 deep breaths and to really feel the life within you. It's as simple as that, really, honestly. You don't have to sit for an hour with your eyes closed in the lotus position. You can take 3 deep breaths, but it's about doing it consciously. It is about, so we're back to the drumbeat of consciousness. I know I've used that analogy before. I feel the same life essence flowing in and through me, which may be one of the reasons why really good meditations focus on the breath. You're breathing in the life essence. You're breathing out the life essence. We talk about the breath of God. Well, we're always breathing the breath of God. Are we doing it consciously? I feel myself to be a perfect instrument in life's divine symphony, in tune with its harmony and perfection. That's about being in alignment. And I mean, you've heard every good symphony. They sound a little weird as they warm up and get themselves in tune. And then once everybody's warmed up and in tune, it's gorgeous. So it's like, that's what spiritual practice is. Spiritual practice is warming up and getting in tune. And if everybody did it, yeah, that's why we're constantly talking about it. I am not going out in search of another power, but am going to use the power which I know already possesses eternity and is already at the center of my own life. It's like, why go look for something that I already have? You know, I can climb to the top of the highest mountain. I can dive to the deepest sea. I can go to the farthest flung reaches of the galaxy, of which we already live in. I mean, if you look at the galaxy, we're pretty far out there. When all the time, that which I seek was right here within me the whole time. Every good story tells you that. Every good story tells you that. Dorothy tells you that. I had it all along. I had it all along. My body is an instrument in, through, and upon which life plays a divine and perfect harmony. It's very helpful if I'm cooperative. That's the secret, to be cooperative to the symphony that life is playing, to be in alignment with the symphony that life is playing. I know that this will heal every condition, overcome every obstacle, break down every barrier, and free me from every false condition. My redemption is already at hand. I look confidently into the future. I see new friendships, new opportunities. Everything in my experience is renewed. Everything is made glad and happy and whole. As I turn to the world around me, I see the same good evenly distributed everywhere and operating through all people. What I want for myself, I want for everyone. That's the way it works. That is one of the ways of being in alignment, is the good that I want for myself, I want for everyone. I would not deny anybody the good. I would not deny anybody the love. I would not deny anybody the peace, the joy, the creativity. I want them all to have that. And the small thing that I can do is find it myself and create more of it. Because, I mean, the running rev, the whole point of the running rev is, if I can do this, so can you. If I can do this, so can you. I got there. Let me show you the path that I walked. Let me show you, the tips and the tricks and the what I use to get to where I'm at, and let me show you the markers of where I'm going to go. Because I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Jimmy Buffett says that, you know, the Cosmic Baker took us out of the oven a little too soon, so we're only half baked. I'm still working. I'm still working. I got work to do. But I'm on the path. I'm on the path. All right, beloveds. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, there's a whole lot in here. There's a whole lot into. You know what? Let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to look confidently into the future. To look confidently into the future. And what is it that we want to see? What is it in the future that we want to see? We want to see love, and we want to see peace, and we want to see harmony, and we want to see prosperity, and we want to see everyone getting what they need, getting what they deserve, we want everyone to see that they're a beloved child of God. That is the future that I am looking confidently at. When every living being on this planet knows that they're a beloved child of God. All right? That's the future that I'm looking confidently at. All right, beloveds. I'm also, as always, going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. Whatever it looks like. Thursday is reserved as date night. So it is the night that we set aside, my partner and I set aside to do something together. And so that is the loving, kind, and compassionate thing I do for myself and for my relationship. So sometimes it means we come home and eat dinner and sit on the couch and watch a movie. Sometimes it means we go do something else. So, you know, I encourage you to have that. Have a regular time set aside to connect with somebody important in your life. So that's my loving, kind, compassionate thing today. All right, beloveds. I also encourage you to engage your mind and your body. I encourage you to go get a face full of sun. I did get some sun this morning, and it was good, especially since the wind was kind of, oh my God, are you kidding me? But cold front. It was good though. I enjoyed it. Drink plenty of water. Big believer in drinking plenty of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. When you consider how much water we walk around in, it's a good thing. And as always, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven now. Right here, right now. It's all around us. And it is about opening up and looking out and seeing the good and praising the good, like Emma suggests. Look for the good and praise it. The more you look, the more you see, the more you see, the more there is. And that is really the way it works. It is. Look for that good, because you'll find it. You'll find it. All right, beloveds. Frequently, because you are the good. All right. It's Thursday. There is a prayer circle today on, I believe they do it by Telebridge, so it's conference call, but it is done by a couple of the practitioners. It's done by Marissa and John Rennie. And they're fantastic and wonderful, loving people, and it's whatever you need. So if you have not emailed info@creativelife.org, that'll get you on the mailing list, which will get you the links and all of that to any of the things that are going on, so that you know. Because we also have a food market coming up on Friday, and that is a fantastic service opportunity. You know, it's our way of getting out and helping and serving our community, of being there, you know, to actually activate that Christ-like and be there for other people. So yeah, check out the email if you're interested in doing that. It's from 7 to 11, and the food market is from 8 to 10, up in the Tamina area. All right. So I'm going to tell you, have a great day, an amazing day, a fantastic day, a wonderful day, a stunning day. I used the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day yesterday because I just thought it was funny and it popped into my head. Any adjective at all. That's the kind of day I want you to have. All of those wonderful, amazing, blessed, you know, days. That's what I want for you. That's what I know for you. I want you to have a good day. And honestly, if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Simply have a day. And that is enough because you are enough. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on Facebook Live around 5 p.m. with you. I should be back around 9 a.m. with you tomorrow. And then check us out on the social medias. If you need us when we're not live, then there's a whole bunch of stuff. You just scroll back a few videos or go to the YouTube, because I did get the Sunday service up. I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, I fell asleep on the couch Sunday night instead of getting done, but it's been a long fair season. So, Creative Life Spiritual Center is YouTube and Facebook. Creative Life Spark is Instagram and TikTok. Danielle did film a few videos, and so I might have a TikTok up on the Creative Life Spark. And then you can catch me at the Running Rev Ryan on 3 of the 4 platforms. Who knows what I've got up. All right. Have a wonderful day. Know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.